This case has recently come back into the spotlight as Sulli's family, particularly her brother, speaks out, demanding accountability from Kim Soo-hyun, his agency, and his family members. This story is filled with secrets, exploitation, and shocking revelations. So let's break it down. In 2017, the movie Real, starring Kim Soo-hyun, was released with much anticipation. However, it quickly became infamous, not for its plot, but for the controversy surrounding the treatment of its actresses, particularly Sulli. The movie was intended to be a psychological thriller, but it became notorious for a very different reason: a nude scene involving Sulli, which many argue was used as a marketing gimmick. Initially, it was claimed that Sulli was promised a body double for this scene, but according to her family, this was not the case. The scene, which was not even originally in the script, became a major part of the film's promotion. Despite her discomfort, Sully was pushed into performing the scene herself. After the film's release, her private moment was not only used for promotional purposes, but it was also leaked online, sparking even more public backlash. The film's production process itself raised serious red flags. Allegations have emerged suggesting that actresses were exploited during the casting process, with many claiming that the auditions were held in nightclubs rather than proper casting locations. Some actresses reported feeling uncomfortable and exploited, raising questions about the legitimacy of the process. One actress, Hanjin, shared how she hesitated to audition because nudity was required. But since Kim Soo-hyun was the lead actor, she trusted the project. Unfortunately, she soon realized that the experience was not as professional as she expected. Her scenes, along with others, were cut down significantly, leaving only the most intimate moments on screen. Another actress, Suzy, was also shocked by how her cameo was handled. She was asked to play a role that required heavy tattoo makeup, but she wasn't fully informed of what her part would entail. After filming, she felt uncomfortable and somewhat exploited, which Kim Soo-hyun later admitted in an interview. But perhaps the most disturbing part of all was the way the movie's director was chosen. Kim Soo-hyun's cousin, Lee Sa-rang, who had no filmmaking experience, was appointed as the director, even though the original director was suddenly removed from the project. This decision raised suspicions that the film's production was not based on creative vision, but rather a family business scheme. Dispatch later uncovered that Lee Sa-rang had even changed his name twice, likely to distance himself from his connection to Kim Soo-hyun. Sulli, who had been a child star and a member of the K-pop group FX, had been dealing with immense public pressure throughout her career. After Real, things only got worse. The backlash from her nude scene, combined with the relentless hate she faced from the public, took a severe toll on her mental health. Sulli's family later revealed that the emotional strain from the film's promotion made her decide never to act again. Tragically, Sulli's mental state deteriorated significantly after Real, leading to a heartbreaking suicide in 2019. Her brother has since come forward, exposing how the film and its exploitative practices contributed to her suffering. He has been vocal on social media, demanding answers from Kim Soo-hyun and his family, particularly about the use of a body double for Sulli's scene and the misleading handling of her mental health. To make matters even more complicated, it was revealed that the entire production was essentially a family affair. Dispatch's investigation uncovered that a company called Real Man Sona was created to handle the film's investments, with Lee Sa-rang, Kim Soo-hyun's stepbrother, as the CEO. The company was registered at Kim Soo-hyun's home address. When the movie failed to perform commercially, questions arose about where the 11.5 billion won budget had actually gone. It was also uncovered that Lee Sa-rang, despite having no experience, took over the role of director. This sparked even more suspicion as it became clear that the production of Real was more about exploiting actresses for shock value than telling a meaningful story. As news of these revelations spread, public opinion turned sharply against Kim Soo-hyun and his family. Sulli's brother, in particular, has been vocal, posting cryptic messages online and giving interviews where he directly addressed Kim Soo-hyun and his cousin. He has demanded answers about the misleading use of a body double and the lack of protection for Sulli during the film's promotion. Despite the outrage, Kim Soo-hyun and his agency have not offered any clear answers. His agency, gold medalist, has been accused of running smear campaigns against other actresses who have spoken out, further deepening the mistrust surrounding the situation. At the heart of this story is the exploitation of young actresses in an industry that often prioritizes fame, profit, and controversy over the well-being of its talent. From the shady auditions to the harmful marketing tactics, Reel serves as a painful reminder of how women, particularly in the entertainment industry, can be manipulated and taken advantage of. The story of Sulli, Kim Soo-hyun, and the movie Reel is a tragic one that highlights the darker side of the entertainment industry. It's a story about exploitation, secrecy, and the emotional toll on the individuals involved. Sulli's family continues to demand justice. But whether Kim Soo-hyun or his agency will ever face real consequences for their actions remains to be seen. As we reflect on this, it's essential to consider the broader implications of this story. How many other young women have been mistreated and silenced? What can be done to prevent such exploitation in the future? The answers to these questions are still unfolding, but one thing is clear: the truth must come to light.